Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 16, Week 1. Today, we're looking at the Matty Boy team and the Dusty team. Of course, because there's not really a theme this season, they're just those. With me here today, we have Mickle.
Hello.
Who is now Season 13's champion since we wrote the guys who actually won out of history. And we've also got a super duper special guest here today, Space Cowboy.
Hey, how's it going?
The second member of the Gotham team on a cast for us this week. Funnily enough, very biased towards your team already.
Who was the other one?
Your captain casted
Oh,
with
nice.
us, which game was it? It was somebody's game. It was not the one we did live this week.
Gotcha. Probably Reedy, or not Reedy, yeah, I gotcha. Hollywood versus something.
No, that's the one we did
No,
live.
that was Reedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Roxy versus...
Whoever Roxy faced. Shoutouts to
Yeah,
whoever that
let's
is.
go with that.
Whoever- I say whoever Roxy faced as if they didn't go 2-0. Whoever those guys went up against. Oh, the Cranberry Sprite team. That's who it was. Roxy.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Cranberry
that's right.
Sprite. Starting off, Techie's ban, Rubik ban by Imagine Dragons being
Ooh.
picked for by
Oracle?
Cryptic.
Yeah,
Yep,
that
gotta
makes
start
sense.
with his Oracle. Dusty
It's
knocking
not
out.
banned, it's picked.
Dusty knocking out the Void Spirit, the Venomancer.
Remaining.
The interesting thing here, I don't
5
think up to
seconds
this
remaining.
point the Dusty team has really had like a proper match as 5 in a serious atmosphere before. And they've got a team where it's really hard to predict what's going to be going on with their draft. You kind of have one guy who's been playing Pods 3 and is trying to transition to support, one guy who kind of plays all roles equally, and 3 guys who play literally nothing but support. So it's going to be hard to make a team that makes sense with this lineup, unfortunately for them. They're going to start out with the Dusty Visage.
That's an offlaner, right?
Usually it would be an offlaner. Today it's harder to predict.
Yeah.
He might be going support, he might be going Pause 1. It's probably Dusty, so that probably
5
means he's not going to be playing
remaining.
Pause 1 this season. Of course that opens up the question of,
Radiant
okay, so
team
we're going to be putting it on the
Naga Visage, what the fuck?
Visage. Okay. That's an interesting opening combo. Kind of has some anti-chemistry going on. That's a hero that can very easily, unintentionally screw with Visage. Can very easily
10
go with it
seconds remaining.
as well if you time the song nicely
5
to
seconds remaining.
let him take
Radiant
some of those
team
long
back.
cooldowns, but
Wind
it's
Ranger,
a
I
lot
just-
easier,
Windrunner.
I think, to time that to screw Visage up than to actually help him out.
Do we know if this was pre-patch or post-patch?
This is pre-patch. It's week 1
Pre-patch.
Yep.
So this is the broken Windrunner.
Yep.
10
I do.
seconds
I've said it
remaining.
before on Gas, and I'll say it again. I don't think Windrunner is to the
5
point where
seconds
outside of a
remaining.
pro game, she's going to have the same guaranteed win results. I think you do need an actual
Dire
Windrunner player to
team
make it
back.
work. And I don't know if I would call anybody on this lineup a Windrunner player without hesitation.
I think Carp can play it pretty well.
I don't think I've ever
Um,
seen Carp play it, so that's already not a good sign.
I also think,
Radiant
I don't know,
team back.
in my pubs at least, which isn't saying much, but a lot of people doesn't buy detection for this Windrunner, and she just goes crazy.
Yeah, that's true. A highly disorganized team could very easily fall prey to the Windrun invisibility, but I
10
Yeah.
seconds
don't know
remaining.
if that's going to be happening on the Dusty team. I mean, as
5
With 3
seconds
support
remaining.
players, I think
Yeah.
they'll be alright.
yeah, as interesting as this lineup is, you've got 3 support players, and Dusty is coming off of a pretty recent win,
Dire team back.
having been effectively the captain of the winning Season 14 team. So the guy knows to at least some degree what he's doing. I'm sure he's not
Yeah.
gonna let that happen. Storm Spirit
remaining.
knocked out, Ricky knocked out, LC knocked out. LC is interesting.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of LC mid this patch. It's mid offlane. It's working pretty good in a lot of
Radiant
positions.
team ban.
Yeah, it's very interesting though. I gotta say, I don't know if I'm a fan of banning the Legion Commander when you have a Naga Siren. Surely if you get nothing else, you get the ability to give the Hyper Blue Balls to an LC duel, right?
That's true.
Very interesting ban. Does make me
10
think a little
seconds
bit they might be picking something that the LC is going to explicitly
5
counter
seconds
rather than just
remaining.
casually just comfort banning it. Same kind of goes for Storm Spirit. He was better in the last patch than he has been in most others recently, but he's still not the most amazing guy in the
Dire
world.
team ban.
Clinks, definitely I can see just being a comfort ban though. But again, who's going to be playing the Clinks if anybody? I would guess.
Yeah, I don't know the Dusty team that
Maybe they're mid. Maybe their mid will play the Clanks. I don't think anybody else would.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's got a
the
little
Clink
hiccup there as I
span
tap
coming
it.
out makes a lot of sense.
Zeus span coming out as well. It's interesting.
Clinks is I've seen Clinks as a position 4 and as a mid this patch.
Yeah,
the
it's
position
been,
4 Clinks is kind of fun to watch.
It's been run by Molsky. Against you, I believe. Yeah.
Dire team
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything. Hopefully, if it
Radiant
gets
team
picked
pick.
again, it does a little bit more than nothing. Marcy comes out here, and for the record, it didn't do nothing because it's like bad. It did nothing because I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think Molsky actually really had known the support Clink's build and
10
playstyle. I think he just kind of
remaining.
picked it because they told him it was good. Marcy coming up
5
here.
seconds remaining.
Marcy, that's a blast from the past. I remember when we used to see Marcy every single game back in Season 14. Good times. Good times.
Is it frozen for you as well, Mickle? No, that's probably me. The Marcy.
Yeah, don't worry if it gets
Kind
frozen,
of
we'll
surprised. Gotcha. I'm kind of surprised by the Zeus and Ember. I kind of immediately thought this was a Carp Windrunner, but I guess the Dusty team didn't agree.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I think it's gonna be a carp in there for sure.
The
But then they banned Zeus and Ember, which are also Carp heroes.
Yeah, just not expecting it, I guess.
yeah, the Ember Spirit ban is less interesting. That's just comfort. The Zeus ban is a bit more interesting. Carp has not really been running particularly much
Radiant
Zeus
team
recently.
Yeah,
Bringing up Spirit Breaker here.
Spirit Breaker, another broken hero.
That's appropriate if you think about it.
I wonder if that's the Meph or the Sculpture Spirit Breaker.
It's a good question.
10
Probably the
seconds
Sculpture.
remaining.
More than likely, yeah. More than likely. I don't think he plays this hero
5
particularly
seconds
much, but
remaining.
it's not like a Spirit Breaker takes 3,000
Dire
IQ,
team
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
CK
I don't know.
coming up. All right.
Oh yeah, that's more likely the Matty Boy hero right there.
Yep. He ran CK as pause 1 in scrims.
10
He
seconds remaining.
did alright with it. He won, that's the
5
important bit
seconds
anyway.
remaining.
And then Code Line tried to do the same thing and it worked about half as well.
I mean, the 5 bracers made him strong early game, you know?
It's true if you think about it.
Late game, it fell off a bit, but
I mean, the real cornerstone of the bracer strategy is to buy a bunch of bracers and then sell them off before 25 minutes.
Radiant
that's
team
also
ban.
true. Magnus.
That's interesting.
I don't like this Dusty draft.
This
It's-
is like random heroes.
Yeah.
These don't feel like they really combo into anything particularly. Like,
There's some
seconds
good
remaining.
empower targets, I guess, but I don't know.
yeah.
5
You've got nothing to
seconds
do with the
remaining.
song except like mess other people up and maybe just play. I don't know. It's really just the song. This game is going to exist for Naga Siren to song and TP, and that's basically all it's going to be doing this game.
Maybe if Magnus doesn't have a blink, you song, and then Magnus walks up.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Brilliant strategy.
Magnus mid sounds rough against Wind Ranger too.
Yeah, I don't like that. And not only is it going to be Magnus mid
10
against Windrunner, it's also going to be
remaining.
Magnus mid against an enemy Spirit Breaker who is very liable to suddenly show up
5
to his lane
seconds
just to make
remaining.
that a little worse for him.
Could this Magnus be offline too?
It could be.
Radiant team back.
Could be,
Could
but
very
I think
easily
I do like the Marcy Visage lane. That could work well for them. That's the only thing this draft has going so far.
Yeah. If the Visage is a support, but I still think Visage is probably the offlaner, but you never
Yeah.
know.
Marcy support, I think.
Yeah, definitely Marcy support. I just don't
10
know if the
seconds
Visage is an
remaining.
offlaner or a support.
Hey, maybe they're being really funny and doing Marcy pause
5
1. Then they could do
seconds
Naga
remaining.
Siren
Oof.
at mid like a crazy person.
That sounds terrible. I don't think Marcy. I don't think Marcy can do that, but we'll see.
Hey, I was in a match with a Marcy pause 1 and we won. That means it's viable.
Yep,
There's the
That's-
proof.
Darkseer.
that's what it means.
Okay, they knocked out the Darkseer, and then the Dusty team knocked out PA.
So was the
Dire
Darkseer
team
after they had Magnus and Visage already?
Yeah, they knocked out the Darkseer afterwards. Are they trying to
Hmm.
bluff out like a Medusa ban here? What's going on?
Oh, it is still in the pool, but there's also an AM.
Yeah, Anti-Mage
So,
still is here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I guess they're assuming on the Matty Boy lineup that is going to be Magnus mid,
I think that's probably the most likely.
and assuming Visage and Marcy is the support line.
Or Visage offlaner, probably.
I think Visage offlane. They're gonna last pick their support here.
Well, that's what's likely, but the
Yeah.
Matty team is expecting that it's going to be
Radiant team
support
pick.
Visage. And Dusty did not let the bluff go through and knocked out the Medusa there.
Yeah, they
We
don't wanna
almost
have
made
to.
it.
They don't want to have to pick AM last.
Hey, even
I think
Anti-Mage
they-
only had like a 51% win rate
10
against Medusa in
seconds
this
remaining.
match.
I think AM would not want to go
5
against Spirit Breaker and
seconds
Windrunner,
remaining.
but
No,
he
you
does
wouldn't.
have Empower by Magnus, so it's not terrible.
And an Anti-Mage also really probably wouldn't like to go against Oracle either. That's a very nasty guy for him to run into. Unless he can just completely just go around his entire team and kill him before anybody notices. But when you're the one Anti-Mage and the rest of your team looks like this, it's a little hard to call. And it's going to be
Timbersaw.
Timbersaw.
It's like meth on the timber.
Oh, I've seen a lot of Timbers mid too, but yeah, I think Meth Timber, Carp, Windrunner for sure.
Sorry, what? Sorry,
10
what?
seconds
More than
remaining.
likely. I mean, hey, you never know. It could be
5
pause
seconds
3
remaining.
Spirit Breaker, pause 4 Windrunner, and pause 2 Timbersaw if you just wanted to make me seethe this entire cast.
I don't think Windrunner can. I think it's just too good to not put it on core. I don't know, especially pre-patch. I don't know. This I have no idea what Dusty's gonna pick here. This lineup is insane. I can't even fathom a guess. Silencer.
Now select your heroes.
So it is a Visage offline.
Presumably, yes. I mean, Dusty has picked it. Bliss
Yep.
is basically only a support player.
And I guess Dusty is their offliner then.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They might be running something. They might be running this draft in a very odd way. You cannot completely discount that possibility. Who is Soup Dog? Is that Matty Boy's name right now?
I guess so.
Must be. Yeah.
Or did they have a stand-in for this?
I guess
I
they
don't
could
know.
hypothetically, but I don't think so. Yeah, this is...
I
Man.
think if Radiant doesn't run over this draft, I think Naga just takes over the game.
On one
I
hand, that is potentially possible. On the other hand, I feel like it's really hard to see the universe where Radiant doesn't run over this game, to be honest with you.
I really like Imagine, or I don't necessarily like their draft that much, but it is like probably the most like overpowered draft. You have like the broken Timbersaw, the broken Windrunner, the broken Spirit Breaker. You got Cryptic playing the only hero he knows how to play. I mean, it's a good draft for him.
Yeah, no, I do favor their draft.
Yeah, it's just... I mean,
Let's
the
just
big
see how
thing
well
is
Naga
just...
does.
In my head, I don't know how the hell these guys have, like, mid-game team fights. It's like, okay, so Magnus gets everybody together with his ult. He gets the big 5-man ult. He's not pause 1, so he's not going to be doing the damage. He gets everybody together with a big 5-man ult, and then...
Then you got the follow-up Bird Stomps.
And then... Dot is right, yeah. They don't have, like... It's so strange. They don't have good combos with anybody on this team. It feels like 5 randomly generated heroes.
Yeah.
Like, you've got the Marcy, who basically only exists in a world of one-on-ones, only exists in a world of pickoffs, but, like, nobody else on her team is really all that well-suited for that. You know,
I will say the Silencer could end up with a lot of... I can see a lot of kills happening this game, and the
30
Silencer getting a lot
seconds
of
to
in.
yeah, that could potentially happen. Like Marcy very slowly killing this thing. Alright. Somebody help me. Is Ravi Barrel Rider?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
God damn. I don't know either. Oh, I'm sure somebody will yell at me after we put this game up.
Begins.
I guess it's no. I've seen this name
And
around.
we don't know who Soup Dog is either. That does not look... Okay, I'm friends with Matty Boy, so this is a stand-in.
Yeah,
Got it.
that must. Hmm.
It's kind of a odd position for the sentry there.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say? Cryptic wash, cryptic washed. Alright, so... Well, we very slowly get to our lanes after a pretty uneventful rune go here. For the Matty Boy lineup, pause 1, you've got Soup Dog standing in for Matty Boy. Pause 2, you've got Warcarp on the Windrunner. Oh, by the way, Soup Dog on the Seacan. Pause 3, we've got Meth on the Timbersaw. Pause 4 is not Silencer. Pause 4, we've got a Culture 3 on the Spirit Breaker. And pause 5, we've got stand-in captain of the team, I guess, Cryptic on the Oracle. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, on the Dusty lineup, pause 1, you've got Toshi on the Naga Siren. Pause 2, okay, charge here. Pause 2, you've got Maniac on the Magnus. Pause 3, Dusty on Visage. Pause 4, you've got Ravi, I believe that's Barrel Rider, but I'm not 100% sure, on the Marcy. And pause 5, you've got Bliss on the Silencer. And you know, whoever, if Ravi is Barrel Rider or if Ravi is not Barrel Rider, he's going to be mad in any case, because I've noticed Ravi has been reacting to my posts in the casting channel, and he's going to realize that I don't know who he is.
The mystery man, Robbie.
True.
The Magnus is actually keeping up with the Windrunner, which is kind of interesting. 5-2 and 5-2.
Well, like I said, Carp not been playing this hero terribly much, I don't think. I will say I do think this this is going to start definitely becoming more of a Windrunner favorite the longer this goes. Alright, random
Oh, wow.
Skull Bot.
There's.
What happened here?
Oh no.
Okay, this is just CK
Yeah, that'll-
weak sauce.
Ooh.
Oracle's gonna take out the Oracle's gonna take out the Marcy here and then also die.
Sorry.
Definitely a very poor trade.
Yeah, that definitely favors Fedire off lane here.
This is a very happy Dusty Visage.
The the saddest map Timber saw either. He was currently leading the pack for the last hits.
Getting some free illusion kills. Toshi just feeding them to him.
Luckily, those are worth baby gold. Not that big a deal. They're gonna try and make it go on the silencer here. Okay, Meth is a little crazy. I know Timber Saw's a tanky guy, but he can't be doing that. He is going to realize that he is making a horrible mistake the next day on it. Or Silencer just walks up and gives it to him anyway. He respects Meth for being so brazen as to try and dive the tower at level 3. And gives him the death as, you know, the sign of respect. Warcarp actually almost died here.
Wow. Can he get the... Does he have his power shot for the self-cancel? Nope.
He does, he just isn't confident or doesn't want to do it, and we've got another kill going on here. Very bloody game so far. This is just a bit more simple. Dusty just goes down to too much attrition from the Oracle from the CK.
Marcy is over grabbing her Lotus. Marcy's a girl, right? I assume so. Yeah.
Marcy's gonna be real pissed off when she listens to
Right?
this cast.
She's gonna be furious, dude.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
get
get a
canceled.
voicemail that's gonna be like,
Dire's turret has been killed.
Maybe some angry whistling.
Yep.
Dire's turret has been killed.
and Marcy, by the way, takes another death here. CK
They traded though. They got the Oracle.
Yeah, CK takes out the pause 4, and as I've said before, and as I'll say it again, if the pause 4 and the pause 5 of the opposing teams die, the winner's the pause 1. Visage did not get nearly as much impact out of that as the Chaos Knight did, for the most part. Oh, luckily it's still early enough that that doesn't really mean all that much, because, you know, the respawn timer's very short right now.
Did the only way that would be
Radiant's courier has been killed.
different is if oh, never mind. That's not a silencer.
It's true. It's Marcy and Visage.
Yep. You would think the silencer would be pause 4. Well, not really, but
Yeah, neither of these guys are really great pause 5s, I gotta say. Emberthaw's still in the lead for the last hit count. Amazingly, he's out of mana, and I was like, dang, Naga Siren got defusal already? No, it turns out Method's just really bad at mana management before he gets arcane boots.
and this was probably so pre-patch. He can do the Vanguard and the Octarine build on his Timber Saw.
Yeah, for the record, the Father's Day scrims were post-patch, so you consider that. And that patch happened like right after this series. So for anybody who had a match on Father's Day, there you go.
That's getting some good harass.
The day my Timber Saw graced your team, Space Cowboy, was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Father's Day.
What's this?
You even picked the goddamn hoodwink. You're like, I'm gonna break this guy, and you never did.
I'm trying to remember.
You played
I don't
hoodwink.
remember that game.
It was
Yeah.
a scrim on Father's Day. I played Timber Saw. I killed your safe lane 1,000,000 times, and then I killed you.
Gotcha. Played Hoodwink.
Yes.
I remember I lost both of those games by a lot. I don't remember much more than that.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I tried to-
very sad day for Maniac here, who started off with a decent lead over the Windrunner, but has now fallen very considerably, especially in terms of denies, and he's been having to retreat to jungle camps as a result.
Take a look at Chaos Knight's stats. It's very
Dire's
worrying.
middle
Very
tower is under
Yeah.
That is very true. 17
mean-
lost hits on the Chaos Knight.
Just
Why does he have 2 pairs of boots?
Oh no.
What is going on here?
one for each
No,
one, what
Matty
can I
Boy.
say? Not even Matty!
Prepare for his horse.
Oh, it's
prepare
not
for him.
Matty. It's
Some guy.
Soup Dog.
Shoutouts to some guy.
Shout out Soup Dog and his boots.
I mean, to get real politic for a second, this is kind of what you're gonna have to expect on this Matty Boy lineup anyway. CK's in a slightly better position than it looks, because he does have a kill and he has a couple of assists. The death was early enough. It doesn't matter that much, unless certainly will.
Ooh.
Unless Magnus just
No
does no
skewer.
damage at all.
The
There's
CK's
skewer.
not gonna have a game at all. He needs to have a good start.
If that CK ran under his tower before the skewer happened, he might have lived there.
Yeah, that actually could have been really bad for the Dire. If they had positioned for it a little earlier. Spear Breaker prays Tobias Frog for a bash,
Radiant's
gets
bottom
nothing.
tower is under attack.
Honestly, that might have been better for Radiant, getting the Visage for the CK.
Dire's
That
top
Visage,
tower
I think,
is under attack.
was going to have a lot more impact over the next 10 minutes than the CK is going to have.
Yeah, Visage was and actually still is top net worth, so getting rid of him is alright. Alright. Carve just randomly gets the kill with the typical anti-mage team fight contribution.
The broken Spirit Breaker with his 17% dash.
Is under attack.
Hey, it's been 17% chance for a long time.
Yeah, but it's 17% chance, and he hit 2 out of 3 times on that silencer, I think.
It's true.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I
Even,
remember when I first started playing, Spirit Breaker was one of the most powerful heroes in the game, because that was the era where he was magic immune when he was starting his ult, and he could just do it over and over again and just stay magic immune as long as he wanted. And it also followed you through fog.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant
That is a
structures
very
are
fast
fortified.
Naga. Does she have a Yasha?
No, she has nothing
No?
except power treads. That's just
Going for the
simply
Radiance.
a skill issue on Mass part, don't worry. It's also going for Soul Ring, I'm gonna throw up.
Is, what was the Octarine build during this game? It was just the two,
Dire's middle tower has
the
been
two
denied.
arcanes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't know what the Soul
Yeah,
Ring's for.
I
It's weird.
believe it's, yeah, the Soul Ring is just because he's wants more mana, is the answer.
Yeah.
Simple as. And I gotta say, you know, Timbersaw is one of the better Soul Ring carriers if you must
Dire's
carry
top
Soul
tower
Ring.
is under
I've been
attack.
sour on Soul Ring for a long time on Pause 3, and nothing has really changed my mind on that.
Radiant's
Not
middle tower is under
particularly efficient right now.
attack. Dire's top
I
lot of
think
power
it
outs.
would, post-patch it's good, but pre-patch, you just get your Octarine, I think.
Naga Siren tried to escape, but ended up getting cut down.
Radiant's
Cryptic
bottom
with
tower
the
is
fortunes
under
in to make
attack.
sure the TV doesn't go off.
Dire's top
Dire's
tower
gonna
is
siege
under
down the
attack.
Radiant bot T1 because of
Radiant's
course they
bottom
are. It's an
tower
LD2
is
all game,
fallen.
that's how they all gotta start. But, oh, no, Timber's Courier, okay.
Oh.
Dire's top tower is under
Well, now
attack.
Timbersaw has the Soul Ring.
Looks like he's going for, Kaya instead
Yeah.
of the, Octarine here.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Kaya's pretty good.
I don't think I particularly like it in comparison to the
Dire's top
Octarine this
tower
match.
is
But...
fallen.
Kaya Sange is probably one of Timber's better items.
Middle tower is under attack.
Okay, one man RP on Timbersaw. One man RP on Timbersaw, and the person who looks the most dead is Magnus. Luckily for Magnus, okay, no, never mind. Take out that block, he's dead. They've
Dash
actually got
may
Solar
go
Crest.
down? He will.
Yeah, they actually used the Solar Crest to take out Timbersaw there. The rest of Radiant is going to take this time to get out of town.
Solar Crest, probably the most underappreciated item this patch.
Certainly one of them. As you can see here. It's a very interesting scenario. Neither Pause 1 showed up to this fight. Dire did a considerably larger amount of damage, but the amount of deaths was more or less the same. Gold chain, just 200 gold, basically, for the Dire.
Yeah,
Really,
the amount of regen that the Timber did is considerably more than
they can
what
deal
any of
with
the
right now, yeah.
regen. Yeah.
Pretty much a lateral transfer of gold from the Timber and Oracle to the Windrunner here.
Dyer's
Pretty much a
bottom
lateral
tower
transfer
is
of
under
gold
attack.
from Magnus and Skyref. Silencer to the Massage there. Going for his bongo boots, he's taking the chunk of change that he just made, putting it into bongos. Spear Breaker, not Spear Breaker, Chaos Knight still in. And it's not even upgraded, it's brown boots. Is he getting...
Yeah, it literally
Okay, no.
does nothing.
I was about to say, is he getting his second power treads because he has a Glove of Haste, but no, he's getting Armlet. You know, that's an item that you can build instead of 5 bracers if you just really want strength that badly, if you think about it.
Yeah, I think the armlet's probably the only first item CK should get.
You guys want to hear some mad science I was trying recently?
Sure.
Armlet on Ogre.
I think that's just mad. I don't think there's any science there.
And, I was literally just toggling it before every cast. Just like, toggle off, toggle on just to cast, just to get constant multicasts. And if nothing else, it was funny.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say, I don't think anyone buys it, but I think one of the best items on Ogre, we just talked about it, the Solar Crest. You can use it on an enemy and multicast it, throw it on like multiple enemies.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, nobody's going to be playing Ogre like that right now. 100 gold
I
for
am.
card.
Dyer's
Well, yeah, you
top
and
tower
Bless,
is
and
under
maybe
attack.
Spaz.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower
And maybe
is under
Tristero if he
attack.
decides to run it this season, though. Despite being a prestigious member of the Ogre-only club back in Season 12, hasn't been picking it so far this season. Go for that
Yeah.
instead.
Dyer's top tower is under
We both
attack.
play it, so it's we might get it in one game.
One day.
Yeah.
This is a really awkward scenario for Timber's side of being heavily overstated welcome here. Team is around.
That was
They're gonna lose
really,
so
really,
much trying to save him.
Really,
never
really
mind.
horrible out there.
Yeah, never mind. They're not gonna lose a lot trying to save them. This team does no damage.
Ooh, this looks really bad for Dyer.
This looks really bad for Dyer, more in a sort of strategic sense than anything else. They do take the CK out the side of the fight there,
Dyer's top tower is
but
under
they also
attack.
lost about everything else they had.
Again, the
Sculpture,
Visage is worth a lot more than the CK right now, so not a great trade.
And on top of that, it's really like they had a really good go at the start of that fight. Like they had Timbersaw in a very compromising situation, very little HP left. They had the CK in the RP with them. Everybody and a lot of the team was either not ready to fight or just in a very awkward spot to do so. And despite having that very massive advantage, they still didn't get anything. But they sniped the CK out the sides, and they lost more doing so than they got.
Yeah, they definitely. I don't know what they do with this Magnus RP into Naga Radiance.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't
You just
know.
have Naga burn through the Radiance for the time,
Dyer's top
I
tower
guess.
They
is
just
under
have no follow up to the Magnus RP other than dropping some birds. That's. I don't know. It seems weird.
I've said before, I feel like this patch, in particular, rewards very aggressive, early game-oriented play. If they're really just banking that they're just going to be surviving constant team fights until Naga's big enough that she can just be all the damage for this team, that's a lot to ask. Because they're really just not putting out much right now. Dusty is already starting to fall off pretty bad. It's going to be 1 or 2 more team fights before he drops under CK.
I do
Though
think
in
that's what's
fairness-
gonna happen though. This Naga's a ticking time bomb and they haven't done anything to stop her.
Well,
That's
the
true.
CK sold his second pair of shoes. On one hand,
Finally.
nothing has been done to stop the Naga. On the other hand, in this patch, I think Timbersaw is going to be really nasty to her for a very long time before she starts being able to properly deal with them. And
Her breaker
she
seems
is
pretty good too.
gonna die randomly here in the middle of nowhere. Well, you were complaining that nothing was being done, and something has now been done.
They need to do more of that to win this. I think. The CK is not very clear.
Yeah,
They
the CK is
definitely
not going to
just
mean
need
anything.
to.
But I think the okay, goodbye, Sculpture. I think the opportunity for Windrunner and Timbersaw to win this game before either of the Poslins matter is still definitely in the realm of possibility.
The Dire does have slightly better late game, but it's Cryptic says I'm gonna die, but at least I'll get a couple Lotuses. I think I'd rather see some jukes there try and survive, but you know that works.
The end there to Silencer as well.
Yeah.
Still an end of the game actually. Meth almost gets away with no HP, but such is not to be. And then somebody who's pink scribbles over the jungle. I'm guessing it's Visage.
This Timber definitely can't die alone like that. He's worth a lot of gold and a lot of XP right now.
Yeah, one issue that was brought up with this lineup, and for what it's worth, Space Cowboy, your lineup as well, during some of the scrims, is that the organization on the Matty Boy team seems to be a little busted, and this game has not improved that image, to be frank.
Yeah, I would mostly agree. They're way stronger right now, and they're all on their side of the map. Other than the Timbersaw that went over and by himself and died.
Yeah. They're way stronger right now. They're still playing a very defensive game.
And this Naga, I didn't like the pick, but it is going to come online eventually.
Yep. Like I said, it's going to have to come quite online. Like, I think the full heart is going to need to come out before she's even going to be, like, in the league with Timbersaw and Windrunner. But once that genie comes out of the bottle, it's not going back in.
Then you add a Scotty, you empower the Naga, then you have a real RP, like, helper there, and that's when it gets scary. Hopefully, if it's, the Radiant want to win this game, hopefully they don't let it go that late.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower.
Ooh.
Everybody shut up, says Silencer. The classic
Silencer,
skin.
Ooh, and maybe the Naga... Naga's fine.
She's gonna lose about half of her health. I'm gonna come back rather quickly. But she is going to have to sacrifice this tower.
The Radiant actually grouping up to take a tier 2. That's exactly what they need to be doing right now. In their defense, their captain is not here today, so that could be part of their disorganization.
Could be.
I don't know if Matty Boy's actually the shot caller on the team or not.
Yeah, I'm sitting here talking like I don't know the insides of this team.
Right.
I sit here talking like I haven't heard these guys all complaining about how nobody follows anybody's calls and they just do random stuff.
Visage getting caught out.
Yep, just completely cut to ribbons there. So at this point, it's starting to get less and less. Huh? Wait, what happened?
Neutral creep.
Oh, he died of Tormentor!
Tormentor, of course.
He has been tormented to death.
Almost made it. Silence. They did get the Tormentor down, and he got an Aghanim shard for sacrifice. His sacrifice was not in vain. They gave him the shard.
Nice.
And a nice little Wisdom Rune. Can you get Wisdom Rune XP if you're dead?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think you can.
Well, logically, it would be Silencer. Let's test this theory really quick. Oh, he's sitting here.
Yeah, you got it.
Level 8. Wisdom Room gets
You can?
picked up, he's level 9. So yeah, you can get that when you're dead. There you go.
The more you know. How's Warp Harp's itemization looking on
Let's
the
find
Windrunner?
out. He's got
Gleipnir already.
And
2 bracers. It's a universal hero, makes sense.
true. Everybody's sitting here waiting for their tormentor to respond, but unfortunately it takes more than 1 minute.
Radiant's
Indeed.
middle tower
I think
is
it looks
under
like they
attack.
were grouping up for a smoke, but somebody had it in their backpack and it was on cooldown.
2 people are smoked, so I would assume that, yeah.
Which my matriarch will prize.
This is awkward.
Some more bad communication coming out from the Radiant team.
Some
When
more
they really
timber
need to
saws
be,
throwing the timber chain at no trees. At the
They
only part of the
definitely,
whole area with no trees. We're gonna
They
dusty.
definitely need to get a pick off and take another tier 2 here.
This looks like a
And it
pickoff.
looks like they will do just that. See if they can convert that into anything or if they all just go farm.
Much better.
This is a very ambitious go on the part of Spirit Breaker.
What is he? He's going on a creep. He doesn't know their whole team is right there, I imagine.
Or he doesn't, he doesn't care, that's also a possibility.
He is a Spirit Breaker.
This is,
I think Naga wants to ult and run away. Oh, does she have
Naga
mana ult?
has
She's
no
not.
mana.
No mana. Oh, she brought herself some clarities. Risk it. You only need 50 mana. No.
And the sad thing is that if Timber wasn't in the song, she can't do it anyway, because he can just throw the
Dire's
Chakram
bottom
into it,
tower
it
is under
outranges.
attack.
Yeah, I think a tread swap with like 10 mana from a clarity, and you get the song off there. But again, it's not great either way.
Even now, here at 23 minutes, even now that Naga had a 2k net worth advantage up until that point, he still just kind of dies. Now Dusty's just gonna die. This guy used to be the top net worth person in the entire server, and now he just kind of dies.
Yeah, the Timber saw Windrunner walking all over them. Let's see if they can convert that into some buildings here.
Well, they're gonna convert it to this T2 bot, if nothing else. I thought Naga ran out of mana because the Windrunner would have had a Diffusal Blade, but she did not. I'm not really sure why she was so lacking there. I guess she'd just been using a lot of it to
Just
farm herself.
farming.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
pool's not
tower is
gigantic,
under
so-
attack.
Stay
No.
away from that.
Dire's bottom
It's
Put some
uh,
pressure on bot T3 here with Massage Death.
this is exactly what they need to be doing.
This is quite bold.
They definitely. The Magnus is coming. Does he have the blink?
Let's see.
Dire's bottom
He
tower
does.
has fallen.
Bigger.
They're all grouped up. I don't know what he's waiting for. There he goes.
Waiting for Windrunner to immediately. Okay, they are gonna get
This is
CK'd
really,
off of it.
really good.
Yeah, the global
I don't
silencer is
think
right
they
off.
take the Timber.
Survived an eruption?
No, the Magnus dies for it too.
Radiant's middle tower
Okay, silencer dead. Marcy
This
dead.
looks like it should just be a free laner Axe here.
They're gonna buy back on silencer.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under attack.
the main
Where's the
utility of this
Naga?
fight is going to be getting cut down. He's
Naga.
coming from behind. Running off the flanks here. He's gonna get cleaved.
Should be a dead Windrunner, I believe. I don't. Maybe the Timber can distract and save her.
I'm gonna use ult on this. The ult is going to come down just in time for
Windrunner.
Windrunner to go
Does she
up,
have
so she's
Windrunner?
not gonna get a
Yep.
kill.
Windrunner still might die. It's gonna be close.
Windrunner is TP'd out in the time you were saying that.
Oh, yep.
Now it's just Timbersaw, the only person who's left up here. He's actually gonna try and sit here and fight this. At least he is for a second, but it's not gonna work out for him.
Heals?
Oh my god!
Oh, he gets the Naga. That's a sad Naga.
Yeah. They also took a silencer dieback in the middle of that fight as well.
Oof. This is not going good for the Dire.
No, it's not. There is no Roche on that either. I think this team, it'll take a minute to do Roche, but if they take it, it does feel like they do just kind of get a free laner Rax. If Windrunner or if CK doesn't have to worry about death. Probably CK, he's been doing a lot of that dying thing recently.
I'm kind of surprised that this CK bought a blink. It's not a bad item, but it's not something that the lower MMRCKs, I think, should get, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it particularly much in this game. It feels like you have...
Radiant's
The
bottom
rest of your
tower
team is
under
going
attack.
to so thoroughly be doing what the Blink Dagger is going to be given to you.
I definitely think maybe a Manta on the CK would have been better, but
Yeah. Mickle, what do you think? You've been awfully quiet so far.
No, I think he really needs the Manta on CK just to dispel all the silences and not gonna.
Yeah, he's a very cast-dependent hero, so being able to get rid of that would be very nice. Instead, he's going to go for the higher prize, go for a BKB here. They are going to take Roche, it is going to go to Windrunner.
Windrunner finishes for BKB as well.
BKB pulled off Courier here, MKB is now up next. Meth is fighting Maniac alone in the jungle here.
He definitely did not want to skewer that timber with him right there.
More than likely not, but it's not gonna matter.
Oh,
Something
another
fast from the
skewer. Is that an ag charge or something? What's the cooldown on skewer? Oh, it's just that low.
Trait, yeah.
Oh, -7. Okay. It's good talent. Good talent. It's got the harpoon. Is Magnus a universal hero or a strength hero?
Yes.
It's universal.
Gotcha. The harpoon makes a lot of sense then.
Dire's middle
I
tower
think it would not be a bad idea. I mean, they're probably going to get it on the next set of tormentors, if they won't wait that long, but short on the timber saw would definitely not be a bad thing to have, considering at this point, mostly going to be worrying about buildings anyway. Okay, it's a big RP, 3 inside of it. Global Silence
But
coming out to follow it up. Windrunner's Aegis immediately gets canned, basically, in the midst of that. We're not going to go down 2.
Ooh, the
Actually,
BKB Marcy takes out the CK.
All 3 of the cores. Oh no. No, Windrunner is still alive here. I just don't have this.
Her Aegis is gone, and
Yeah.
now she's
Good
gone
pick
too.
on
That
the
is a
Marcy.
huge fight.
Yeah, that was a really, really big RP there.
The Marcy BKB was actually pretty handy there too.
Yeah, that was the reveal. That was the 9.
Nah, it's the backbreaker moment for Radiant there.
Yeah, they were going wire to wire on this game for so long, but
Radiant's middle tower.
Marcy gives
Yeah.
Magnus the tower.
Yep.
It's
Radiant's
nice.
middle tower is under
yeah,
attack.
the harpoon pickup on the Magnus into the big RP. I don't think that fight happens like that if they don't get 3 in the RP.
And it goes from this game being all Radiant to
All dire.
maybe they're gonna lose a rack here. They're gonna lose both sets of racks. They're down 5k net worth now. They didn't get the racks when they went bottom. This is the Naga's starting to come online too. 18k net worth now. This is
Yeah, I think
starting to
that
go awry.
it's kind of exposing maybe the cracks in the way the Matty team plays this game. I think to a good degree.
I do like this smoke. Hopefully they'll be able to go get a pick off there. I think if they get this Visage here, it'd be pretty great. And they do. I think he's a dead Visage.
Warcraft's gonna get stunned for 5 minutes straight and not get the kill. They try to go for the Marcy here. Marcy is, for some reason, trying to stay in fight with this BKB instead of just getting out. I think if she just runs for it, I think she actually could potentially get out there. Especially
Does she
if
have a
Visage
teleport up?
bird. If Visage a bird, she could jump off of
She
it.
did have teleport. She could have BKB TP'd potentially
Could
as
have
well.
BKB TP, she used Ogre Seal Totem to go deeper. That was a very interesting scenario there. Still, I think you're going to need more than a Marcy pick to do something out of this.
Yeah.
It is good. This could be a much bigger, nicer pick if they get it.
Still no Octarine on the Timber, which is very odd.
He is queuing it up now at the very least. There's that.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gonna siege down the mid Q3.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And as they say, okay, sounds good. It's not one to get charged. Oh, actually
Dire's middle
Protection?
tower
not get
There we go.
Spear Breaker here. Nope. He is gonna go
They do
down.
lose the interact.
Yeah, do lose mid-racks in the time that takes. Math makes it
They
unfortunate
do have
call.
Silence and Naga ult. I think Radiant needs to get out of here.
Yeah.
Silence is gonna come out any second, and this is not gonna be a good fight for them. They do retreat, that's a good call. Magnus coming up as well. I almost think Naga should have chased him on ulted. Could have.
Yeah, I feel like you could
They probably don't need to take any risks at this point. It seems like the Dire is starting to pull ahead.
Yep.
As long as they can make it go late.
I think I think it might be late enough already. Naga Siren has a 4K net worth lead over, well, 3K now. At a 4K net worth lead over second place. That's
Oh, and
pretty
there's
good
RP. That'll
going to
do
get
it.
Windrunner and CK.
That is a very,
It's a very dead everybody on Radiant except for
very
Spirit
good
Breaker,
everybody.
who only survived that because he wasn't alive when it started.
But on the plus side, they got their Tormentor.
That is true.
Not worth.
They got the Tormentor and killed themselves so much to do it that they just died immediately. Yeah, Magnus is starting to get to like pause 1 Magnus tiers of money at this point, which is like super bad. He has Crystallis, he has Harpoon. If you look at the damage totals, yeah, he's actually doing quite a lot here at this point.
Yeah, more damage than his Naga.
Radiant's bottom tower
Naga's
is under
going
attack.
for a crit stick, huh?
Going for Bloodborne.
It's interesting. Opting for the Scotty over the Heart. I like that actually.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It certainly hasn't Hoyt. That much I can tell you. Poor Skyrath boy is not going to probably be able to play this hero this entire season. Are they just going to do the Radiant Tormentor in kind? That'd be funny. Again, very interesting play coming out here. They're playing rather passively. The advantage that they have here. They found Meth, they found him alone, but they just don't believe him or something. They're waiting very long. They do eventually go in. Global Silence comes out while Timbersaw's in the tornado.
Looks like it could be a good chance to get a pick off here. They can get the Magnus too.
Yep. Swings and
And
roundabouts, as they say.
fortunately, the Yules on Timber during the silence actually very well timed.
Yeah. I think there was a bit of an element of hesitation on that. I think if they go on the Timbersaw the very first moment they can, that looks a lot
Radiant's
better for
top
them.
tower is under attack.
But they kind of
think,
wait, they couldn't decide whether or not to go in. They decide go in, and it's at that point wrong.
I think they either commit the RP and kill him fast, or they just leave, and they do neither. And
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Magnus dies with no buyback without using RP, and it's not great.
Barracks are under attack.
You guys are gonna kill this Frax, right? Okay, good.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Dig, very bravely tries to TP right in front of Visage. It doesn't
This
work
is gonna
out.
be very good for the Dire. They're
Everybody
all
dies
dead.
because of this. Lesson learned, don't try to TP out right in front of Visage birds. Unless you want to get your whole team killed.
Yeah, the Magnus actually was not dead for very long there.
No, he's not. I mean, another
Level
thing there
19.
is, I do think the Radiant did kind of tell themselves that they were still at the advantage at the start of that last fight. They did say, okay, we had a hiccup, that's it. But the reality is they're starting to spiral really badly at this point. In particular, this Windrunner is kind of going to what I was saying about the non-pro players playing Windrunner effect here, I think. where at this point it's like she just doesn't really feel like she does anything except die in 2 seconds in every fight, unless everything goes perfectly for her team, which is just a really unlikely scenario. Has happened a couple of fights in this game.
Definitely a snowball hero, and you definitely want to end the game a little bit quicker with Windrunner, as well as Timbersaw. Timbersaw is another one of these snowball heroes that are really good early to mid game, and they fall off a bit late game.
Yeah, don't get baited by Timber being a universal hero. This man does not scale. You've got
And this
like,
CK can scale, but he is not farming enough to be relevant.
CK is lower net worth than the Spirit Breaker. That's all we need to say to that.
Naga having to defensively use their ult to survive here.
It does put the Timbersaw in the unfortunate scenario of having to use like half of his mana. Fight's getting split apart here.
Oh, whoa.
Saj and Marcy are in the back lines while
that's
Winter got
Windrunner.
killed.
No
for
buyback.
Yep. Oh, this is a super awkward scenario. Everybody in the rating is just one big pile of pain.
I don't think either side necessarily played that fight well, but it ended up going really well for the team that's 20k net worth ahead.
Yep.
I don't know how they recover from this.
No, I think it's over.
This is over. This is definitely over.
This is a very unfortunate scenario because I can't
They
say in any honest fairness that the Radiant did not have a clear time and place to win this game. The thing I was saying at the top of this game is what needed to happen, if you couldn't guess it. What needed to kind of happen this game was for the game to be decided before the pause ones became a major factor. Game needed to, alright, Colin G's going home. Game needed to be decided in the time where the Windrunner and the Timbersaw were still ruling the roofs. When that came up, they started to hit the brakes. They started to be a little bit overly cautious. They started to...
Seems like another communication issue.
Yeah.
They just, when they needed to get a pick off, group up and take towers, they did it once, but multiple times they were just not grouped together, getting picked off. The Timbers completely on the other side of the map, and the Dire jungle alone, and just getting picked off.
Yeah, I think if you're CK pause 3 in a game like this, you just have to accept you're the de facto pause 3. Like, basically, even though you're the pause 1 in a game like this, your fortunes do not have a lot to do with the outcome of this game. Even if he had a better run than this, like, look at that net worth disparity. This is not happening. Like, even if he gets a better, even if he closes that net worth disparity, it's still not the best matchup in the world. I feel like Naga Siren versus CK, pretty good for Naga. Pretty good matchup.
Play game especially, and this Windrunner having not much more net worth than the CK, which is a little bit sad.
Yeah.
I guess you were right in saying that Carp, definitely right in saying Carp doesn't seem like a Windrunner player.
If you look at the graphs here, you can see Windrunner gets to the top, but just kind of stays around the same place. Has just about 1,000 net worth variance between 20 minutes.
It's like at 30 minutes, she had about as much net worth as 38 minutes.
At like 25 minutes, she had about as much as much net worth. Yeah. It's like I said, I think the level 1 Magnus has not played this hero at all. Yeah, I think what they just needed to do is that they just needed to scuttle the CK. They just needed to basically say, okay, this guy's never going to mean anything. He's not out farming the Naga, and he's not going to win against her late. Just have her come in for some of the earlier fights. Have him be a little bit more aggressively positioned in how he was. Maybe go for the real politic with the rest of the team as well. It did not seem like the way they were playing, it seemed like they felt like they had the end game advantage, and they really did not. Like, it seemed like they felt like Windrunner was just going to stay on top of Naga in perpetuity, and Windrunner didn't even stay on top of CK in this game.
In this early game, like, they have this Magnus RP into nothing, and Radiant doesn't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
They definitely needed to at least take Elena Rax when Naga only has Radiance, Magnus has RP into no follow-up. That was their timing, and they didn't follow through with it.
Let's see what happens next time.